Yo, what's going on, good people? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy LLB. I hope all having a really great day. And the other day I went live on Instagram. I was just cooking up some beats, used some samples, and yeah, I don't know, I was just messing around with some stuff on FL Studio. And I ended up just making a really nice vibey beat. And I just thought, why not just throw some vocals over this? Just find some kind of acapella online, bang it over the beat and see what it sounds like. And it actually sounded really sick. I think it was some Gunna vocals that I used for it. But the beat wasn't like a Gunna type beat. It was just kind of different. It had like almost like a Sarbabi kind of bounce. And someone who came into this live said you should break this beat down in an actual video. So I thought that's exactly what I'll do for you guys today. Just break down that whole beat sound by sound and just show you how you can make those really nice spacey beats that are just perfect for placements. Before we get into it, happy Halloween. A couple of days late, but it's all good. I've got that one in there. I hope you guys had a really good Halloween. It's actually Halloween today, but I'm obviously uploading this video a couple of days late. So I'm gonna go link up with a few of my skater friends, just have a quick skate, get back, and then dive straight into this video for you guys. Let's go.
There it is, the boys. Hey. What up? Oh. What up? Oh.
Fuck it, man. Fuck it!
Damn.
Oh!
Nice. Yeah.
Alright then, man, let's get into this. So this is the beat in its entirety, and I'll play it with the vocals over it as well. I think I actually took these vocals from Gunna, and the song was called One Call. I think it was off one of his older albums.
Hey, 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 designer head to toe. I sit to the head and float. Already fed the pole. Niggas too scared to go. Hey, 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 hey. I couldn't like hands and soul. Get a meat, let it drag on the floor. It's a 9 in the bed that I told. Working hard, we ain't having no hope. Bitch, I'm the man.
So yeah, man, it sounds kind of clean. Like, I was dead happy with how this turned out. If you haven't heard the original for that song, go and listen to it. It sounds totally different to what I made. You know, it sounds completely different. But yeah, I thought this would be quite useful for any of you guys that are either new to producing or just want to get more into making beats that are more like placement ready. So having enough space for a rapper to just go crazy on a beat. So yeah, let me get into this whole beat. So let me kick things off with the melody. So this is actually a loop that I pulled in from Splice, and this is what it sounds like. Okay, it's nice and vibey. Now, I'm not just going to leave it there and just say this is a sample that I use and then just go straight in with the drums. I thought I'd break this sample down a little bit and just give you guys like the theory behind it and how you can just go ahead and replicate this if you just want to build your own melodies. So this sample right here, it sounds nice and vibey. It sounds like there's a lot going on, but at its bare bones, it's just a really simple chord progression. There's 2 chords in this, and let me just go ahead and recreate them for you real quick, just using a piano. Yep, that'll do. Now, it's just a really basic chord progression. So I'm just in my MIDI right here. I've got my ghost notes turned on, and my root note is A. So I'm just playing this in A. Doesn't matter what key you're playing it in. Just, you know, just figure out your own root note for the beat. So the root notes of this chord progression is your 1. So in this case, it's A. And then all you're gonna do is hold Shift, left click, drag this across, and we're just gonna drop this second note down by 7 semitones. So just hold Control, left click, select it, then hold Shift, and then just select down 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's literally it. That's literally the chord progression. Okay, sounds really basic, obviously, because we've just got 1 key. But now we have this information, we can just go ahead and build our chords. But yeah, let's go in and build our chords. So all I'm going to do is skip a ghost note. So 1, 2, 3. So you see these little like white fading notes? They're ghost notes. I'm just going to skip one every time. And there's a basic triad. Okay, and I'm going to do the same right here. Okay, nice and simple. Now again, this does still sound kind of basic, so there is a few things we can do to just spice this up. So what I could do is just highlight this chord right here, hold Alt S, and then just strum it out a little bit, make it sound a bit more realistic. Sounds a bit better. I'm going to press Control A and select all of these and just drop the whole thing down an octave. That's nicer. What I can do here as well is hit Control and select this middle note and maybe pull this one up a whole octave just to space them out a bit more. That sounds nicer. And then maybe I could even add a few extra notes in between here, you know, just the same notes that are in this chord. So I can add an A up here maybe another A right here. Just turn it down a bit more though. And turn that one down. Maybe add a bass note as well. And that's it, nice. And then I can do the same thing with this chord right here. Just mess around with the octaves, mess around with where the keys are placed just to make this thing sound a bit more realistic. So yeah, that's sounding good. I could add a couple of passing notes right here. So a passing note is just going to help me transition from one chord to the next. It's just going to make it sound more natural basically. So I could literally just use my ghost notes and just pick a note. Maybe try this one. Yeah, a bit of tension right there. Maybe one up here. And that's it, man. As a basic explanation, that's basically it. After that, it's just making those chords sound unique with your own sound selection, putting your own bounce in there with the top melodies. And yeah, that's it. But that's the basic foundation. So when you come back into that sample, you should be able to hear this a bit clearer now. You can hear that difference in the chords. So that's basically the sample. If you guys want to recreate it, then you know what chords to use. So yeah, now let's get into the drums. Let me just break down each sound individually so you guys can get a grasp for just how many sounds I actually used in this beat, because there wasn't many. So I started off with a hi-hat and a clap in this beat. Okay, sounds really basic, really simple, but you'll notice I've left like a lot of space with these hi-hats. I kept it kind of simple, but I also wanted to have like some nice, unique sort of features in there. So when I mention space, I mean, look at these gaps right here. You've got a nice little gap right there, some nice gaps right here. You can go with a simple two-step, but if you want that bounce, then it's best to just keep things simple, keep things open. And this hi-hat almost looks like an 808 kind of bounce. It's like for this specific hi-hat pattern, I think the thing that makes it is these really super low notes. I've started doing these in a lot of beats recently and it just gives it a really nice vibe. They just sound sick, especially when you couple them with the rest of the hi-hats. Like, it just sounds clean. So that's the hi-hats. Clap is super basic, just hitting on every beat. Now with the clap, I did actually layer it up at certain parts during the beat. So in some parts during like the low energy parts of the beat, there'd just be this basic clap. And that is clap number 5 from the Hypnosis kit. You can find a link to that drum kit down in the description. And then I just stacked it up with these other claps that I'm working on for a new drum kit of mine that will be dropping very soon. That with the original clap. It just gives a bit more variation to the beat and adds a bit more beef as the beat is playing. But yeah, that's the claps. And then I came in with one perk, which is this one. That is perk number 6 from the Hypnosis kit. Look at the MIDI pattern right here. It's just one note right here. And then 2 high notes right here. Super simple. Don't want to go too crazy with the perks. You got to think like there's going to be vocals over this beat, so you don't want to go like and fill the whole beat out. It's really essential that you keep it nice and simple and nice and spaced out. So that was all the perks, just that one perk. Then a crash, just on the one. And then we added a couple of snares. I added 3 snares to this, but they're not that busy at all. So we got this snare first, then this snare, and this snare. All real like nice short, sharp, crisp sounding snares. So yeah, take a look at the MIDI patterns. This is the first snare. Okay, so dead simple. It's just hitting basically at the end of each 4 bar. Now the second snare. Okay, it's just hitting exactly the same on the other side as well. Okay, just nice and subtle, nothing too crazy. And then the third snare I used as like a snare roll at the end of the 8 bar, just to give it a nice transition back to the beginning of each bar. It's actually kind of quiet in the mix, but it just gives it a nice ride into the beginning of the next 8 bar. And that's all the snares. And then the last thing was 808. And as you can see from the 808, I literally just followed the root note of that chord progression that I mentioned earlier in the video. So we started on A, that was our root note, and then we just went down 7 semitones down to D. So this is what everything sounds like now, all in. Okay, it's super simple. I think it doesn't actually change anything in this second section. It just repeats. But the thinking behind this is you just got to put yourself in the shoes of a rapper. If they're listening to a beat, they just want to get a nice bounce. They don't want to hear all these crazy transitions. They don't want to hear the 808 panning all over the place. They just want a nice bounce to rap to. So this is enough, man. Honestly, this is more than enough. Boom, boom. And there's all this space for vocals. There's all these little gaps for vocals, you know. Just think about space, you know. That's the key thing when you're making beats for placements. So yeah, that was 808. And then you put that together with the loop and the vocals.
Hey, 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 hey. I couldn't like hands and so get a meat, let it drag on the floor. It's a 9 in the bed that I told. Working hard, we ain't having no hope. Bitch, I'm the man.
I mean, it sounds vibey, man. There's tons of space. This is that little down section that I mentioned earlier with the halftime on it.
They won't respect you till you try. Hey, 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 hey. Designer head and toe. I sit to the head and flow. Already fed the pole.
Just vibey, man. The drum pattern switches up a little bit, but all I've done is just take elements out. I think in that section I just made the 808 even simpler. Yeah, literally just simplified it, took out those other claps that I laid up earlier, and that's it, man. That's it. So that's the beat in its entirety. This beat needs arranging a little bit, just adding some drops, but the key foundations are all there. I've got all my drum patterns, I've got a little bit of variation with the melody, and adding those vocals as a reference has really helped me figure out when enough is enough, you know, in terms of adding sounds to a beat. So yeah, I hope that one was helpful for you guys. I tried to make this one a little bit more specific, a little bit more in depth as opposed to like the normal sort of casual cook-up videos that I've been making recently. If this one was helpful, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a subscribe, it really does help. If you want to get your hands on any of the drum sounds in this beat, all of them are from the Hypnosis kit, so if you want to get on that drum kit, the link is down in the description. All really super clean trap sounds for your beats, and there's also a bunch of loops, some master presets, and some extra bonuses in there for you too. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you in the next one.